The Kicker brand has had a legacy for nearly 50 years, and make no mistake, their Powersports audio gear is definitely up to par. Today, we've got their Tech Force specialists, both Aaron and Carlos, joining us in the studio, and we're going to cover some cool products that you need to know about. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Kicker Powersports audio. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and like promised, we have the guys at Kicker joining us today, and we're talking Powersports audio. Welcome to the show, both Carlos and Aaron. Guys, what can we expect to be covering on today's episode?
Hey, Ben, this is Aaron Malin with Kick Tech Force and Carlos here today. We're very excited to be here with you. You do such a great job for the industry, so thank you. Today, we're going to talk about a few different products in our Powersports lineup. The BT cans, a very unique, high-powered solution for side-by-sides, UTVs, personal watercraft, basically whatever you've got. We're also going to talk about our Powerbars, which is an even bigger, more powerful solution, and our unloaded cans, which means you can mix and match Kicker speakers or other brand speakers with our can systems.
Aaron, you've got me all pumped up. We're going to get into it, but first, a quick message from our partner SiriusXM, and when we come back, we're talking Powersports audio solutions with Kicker. Don't you dare go away.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get it started. So, Aaron, first of all, I've been staring at those BT cans that you have on your desk right there. I want to get into it. You know, the can category is obviously a little bit saturated. It seems like everybody's making these cans. So the first thing I want to understand is what makes these different? What are we looking at? And are those square?
So Ben, you pointed out the very unique nature of these power cans. These are powered Bluetooth cans. And yes, they're square because, of course, Kicker's known for the iconic L7 square subwoofer. So the power cans come with their own amplifier built in. It's a 75 watt per channel power source. You've got a 6.5-inch mid-range mid-bass driver and a 3/4-inch dome tweeter. So that provides all the output that we need. And because we control the amplifier, the crossover points, the equalization, and the enclosure, these play incredibly loud and incredibly clear, great sounding music on any vehicle. In addition, it comes with this controller. This controller fits into a standard knockout in a side-by-side or a UTV, and this allows you to control your device, which is locked away in your glove compartment or maybe in your pocket. So you can do your track up, track down, volume, all those things. In addition, we have an auxiliary input and auxiliary output. Carlos, why do we want auxiliary in and auxiliary out?
Well, auxiliary input, let's say you're at the campground with your friends and you hooked up your DVD player or your iPad, but maybe that DVD player doesn't have Bluetooth, right? So now you can go aux into it or use whatever source you want to aux into it. The aux output, I think, is really cool because let's say you start off with just the cans and you want to build on that system. You want to add more speakers or you want to add subwoofers to it. You could take that 1/8-inch jack out to RCA and go straight to any other amplifier that you want, and now you got signal going out to any amplifier that you like.
So they're expandable. That's a great opportunity to design and build a really big system. Something else I want to talk about is these are IP66 rated. Carlos, what does IP66 mean?
So it means it's going to handle all the rain, all the dust. It's going to handle all the snow in Canada, all the mud, and you can hose down all the maple syrup off of it when you're done.
Spill some maple syrup on your can. So yeah, these are a perfect solution for virtually any vehicle, and they're quite unique in the audio field.
So we're talking about the BT Can 65 from Kicker. Now I got some questions, guys, because first of all, let me commend you on how unique this product is within this space. Most of the cans that we have in the market right now, A, they're pretty pricey. B, a lot of them are using horn drivers, and I notice you guys are using tweeters. I'd like to hear a little bit more on that. But I think what's a real win here is the compact size and the fact that it comes basically as its own source unit, which, as you said, Aaron, is a fantastic entry level or entry point into a potential system build. So, three questions for you. Number one, why the tweeter? Number two, is this application perfect for not just your traditional side by sides, but where else can it go? And are we looking at maybe getting bigger ones of this size? Because these are compact, but man, I feel the application of this can go places.
Ben, you're asking great questions. First up, the tweeter. So designing any audio system, you have to balance the use case scenario. What kind of customer are you looking at? What kind of application you're working with? What kind of sound are you looking for? Is it going to be listened to near field or far field? So all of these factors are taken into consideration. For this particular application, we chose to use a PEI dome. So this dome tweeter sounds great at low and higher volumes. And even when you're cranking it to the extreme, it'll still sound loud, clear, and natural, whether you're close up or you're far away. So it's a very smooth, very balanced sounding system. And if you do need more bass output, we can always add a subwoofer system to it because of the auxiliary output. The next question you asked was?
Applications.
Applications. Thank you, Carlos. What are some of the applications?
So definitely don't limit yourself. Obviously, there's golf carts, right?
Sure.
There's side-by-sides, personal watercrafts, maybe a boat that you don't want to cut holes into, but you have bars. So these will fit anywhere that you can find bars in. So they come with these mounting brackets on there as well. And what's really cool about it is you can swivel it in different directions, so you can aim them in the direction that you want. But don't just limit yourself to just those vehicles, right? We live in Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is a college town. It's very, very important here to be tailgating. So if you're going to go to a hockey game and hang out at a parking lot, take your BT cans, set the party in the parking lot, and you're good to go. Put them on your pickup truck. Every pickup truck's going to have bars, really, right?
I think Zambonis.
Zamboni would work too.
Sure. So yeah,
why not?
Frozen North.
Absolutely. I mean, what about my aunt Rosa's taco truck? Man, she's got a food truck. Put them outside. Have that party right there at that taco truck. I mean, the applications are limitless, right? It's up to your imagination where you can put these. Great question, though, Ben.
The last question he asked was, I've already forgotten the last question. Oh, in the future. That's right, Ben. So you're asking about the future. So as we mentioned in other broadcasts, we've got a huge research and development team, and they're always working on new products. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what's in the pipeline, but these have been a fantastic product for our retail partners. So I won't say what's coming in the future, but these are very successful.
If I had a report card for these particular items, I'm going to say it checks all the boxes. Kudos to the team. You've got, it's Bluetooth, so you got that source unit. It's got the input and the output for system expandability and options for input. It even has lighting, which we didn't really talk about, but that's a great accessory to have as part of a package. And the compactness of it, the fact that you can install it anywhere. I mean, really great job. I think this is a home run win. Certainly something dealers should have in stock and be able to show customers just the versatility of where these BT cans can go. All right. Up next is a huge category because so many people, when they think about outdoors, when they think about applications like Powersports, they want to think about sound bars. And Kicker has a line of sound bars. They call them the Powerbars. And I'm going to let both Carlos and Aaron tell us a little bit more.
Kicker Powerbars are a great solution for UTVs, ATVs, even watercraft. Anywhere you need huge sound, but you don't have a whole lot of space to work with. We've got two different sizes, large and extra large. The large has a 150 watt amplifier on board. That's not peak power, that's RMS power, real-time power. It has 4 3.5-inch mid-range drivers and 2 1-inch tweeters. Lots and lots of sound coming out of the Powerbar. Now, if you've got more space and you want even more output, you can go to the Powerbar 2, which now has 8 of those mid-range drivers and 2 tweeters and a 300-watt RMS amplifier. So these have all the power and performance that you're looking for and some additional features as well. Carlos, what else do they have?
Well, they're going to come with the 3 most popular mounting brackets, or brackets for the most popular tube sizes, which you'll see up front, and you could mount them, and you could still angle them. As you see the way this bar is mounted on here, it's still on an angle. So these are really cool. They also have a wireless remote controller that comes with it, which is rechargeable, and it also floats. So if you lose it somewhere on the water, or you dropped it in the mud, no problem. It's perfectly fine. Just hose it down, plug it back in, and you're good to go once it's charged. Another cool feature on here is broadcast mode. What's broadcast mode, Aaron?
This is like party mode. So let's say you've got one of these on your side-by-side. Your wife's got one of the big ones on her side-by-side. Your son's got another side-by-side with another one of these. And then, of course, your daughter, she's got two of the big ones on her side-by-side. All of these power bars can play the exact same music at the same time from one device. Party mode, broadcast mode, so everything is playing together, and you can get as much sound as you can possibly imagine, loud and clear from one device. That is broadcast mode.
So that's a feature that's built into the power bars. You don't have to buy anything separate for it. Another cool thing, it has auxiliary input and auxiliary output. Why would you ever need auxiliary input or an output?
So the auxiliary input, one great use for this is, let's say you've got a DVD player and you want to watch a movie at the campsite, and you want to be able to hear that movie through your power bar system. Auxiliary input. Auxiliary output allows us to expand the system. I like a lot of bass with my music, so the bass I get from here is great, but I want the earth-shaking deep sub bass, so I can add an additional amplifier and even a Solo X subwoofer if I want to. So it's expandability.
So a really cool feature on these is also built-in equalizers, preset equalizers. So you're going to have 4 preset equalizers. But another really nice thing that I love about these is we've all heard sound bars that you could turn up the volume and they start distorting, they sound terrible. These you can go full blast, they will not distort. Once you get to max level, it's going to beep to let you know, hey, you're maxed out, but you're not going to distort. You'll still max out. And it's really cool that you're going to be able to control the volumes with these through broadcast mode as well.
Those equalizers are really important to point out as well, because when you're at high speeds and you just need the sound to cut through all the noise and your helmet, we've got an equalizer setting for that. But now if you're hanging out at the campfire later that evening and you just want some background music, we've got a different EQ setting for that as well. So no matter what the application, no matter how fast or how slow you're going, these are going to sound great, like Carlos mentioned.
So what happens when they get dirty and dusty?
One of my favorite things to do is hose them off. So with a high pressure hose, you're hosing off your vehicle at the end of the day, the end of the weekend. You can hose off the power bar as well. No problems. Water will not get inside and damage the power bar.
That's pretty cool. How many are you going to put in your GMC?
All of them.
All right, there you have it, guys. A great explanation of some of the features and benefits from both the large and extra large size when it comes to the Kicker power bars. Okay, personally, I've been really excited to talk about this third and final item on today's broadcast, and that is empty enclosures. Why am I so excited? Well, this is really unique in the industry. Why? Because Kicker has figured out that there may be a great application and an option for dealers to have access to empty can enclosures. What does that mean, and where can you go from there?
Sometimes when you're designing a high-performance audio system, you don't want something that's off the shelf. You want to be a little more creative, or you want to tailor the system to your needs. That's why we offer these unloaded can solutions. We've got a 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, and even a dual 6-inch option. With these, you can use any of our car speakers, any of our Powersports speakers, or our marine speakers. They will all fit in any of these applications. So you're not limited to just off-the-shelf technology. You can use whatever it is that you want, and even, God forbid, another brand of speaker in our cans. How do these mount, Carlos?
So these are really cool. You're going to need the KMT-ED, which are going to be these inserts for the most popular tubes. They're going to go in. They come with the bracket. Keep this in mind. Our cans come with the brackets already. And the brackets, you could see we left them a little loose, so you could see that you can angle them right there. You go ahead, you put your insert in, you sandwich it, tighten it down, and you're good to go. Another cool thing that you're going to notice is this gasket that's on here is going to keep the speaker watertight to make sure water doesn't get inside the can, create any corrosion, in case you decided to use a car audio speaker in a marine can. So really cool options there. Again, these are also available in black and in white. They have a special UV protection coat on here, so the white will not turn yellow after a couple months being out in the sun, and the black doesn't fade away as well.
The 4-inch has a very unique mounting option as well. This comes with an articulating extension arm. So if you've got like a golf car type application with a square tube, this includes the square tube inserts. And because you can articulate it, once you get it mounted, you can aim this can whichever direction you need, inside or outside the golf car or other applications. It's only limited to your imagination. So these are great solutions when you want to custom design your system.
So if you've been watching CMA, then you know that I absolutely love when there's innovative product being presented. And I gotta say, guys, this for me is probably one of the most innovative things I have seen within the power sports audio space. Why? You guys have created solutions for especially those custom customers that really want that extra layer of service, that extra, system design that they can build literally exactly the sound and configuration they want for regardless of what application. I think earlier we talked about, outdoor applications, RVs, golf carts. We've said it all. What I love about these enclosures is the mix and match, but more importantly, think about this, guys, from an inventory standpoint. Instead of buying X brand's can that's already preloaded with whatever that company has decided to go with, you now have the opportunity to mix and match and custom build that sound as per what the customer wants based on the application. So absolutely an amazing product here. Love the fact that there are some small ones all the way up to some dual ones. Great application. One question I have for you: when it comes to wiring these things, can you just maybe go a little bit deeper? As far as I noticed, there's some foam in one of the enclosures. What does that look like from an installation standpoint beyond the attachment, but as far as the wiring is concerned?
So like you said, Ben, you could pull the foam out right here. You'll see the wire that it comes with already, ready to go on here. And when you want to look at the terminals in the back, it's just a screw terminal. Or if you want to get banana plugs, you can banana plug it in from the bottom or from the back. But really cool, very useful, very universal. Again, you're not limited to just using our speaker, but we got a solution ready for you.
There's also a weep hole in there. If you're not familiar with a weep hole, that allows the pressure inside the can to equalize with the pressure outside the can. So if you start off on a chilly morning, and then by the midday sun, it's really hot outside, the air inside the can will be expanding and contracting. That weep hole allows the air to escape or be sucked into it as needed without letting water come into it. So we've thought of all of the things that we need to make these a fantastic solution for virtually any application. Also want to point out the fact that you're not limited to just kicker speakers. Again, I know I mentioned this before, but it's important to understand, to Ben's point about inventory, if you want to be able to carry a selection of cans and then just put in whatever speaker you want, this is a great way to go. So you can tailor that system to that customer's needs.
So something I forgot to mention back here, and I was trying to pop it out, but there's a little grommet over here in case you have some speakers with RGB. Pop that out, and you can run that grommet, or you can run the speakers through that grommet.
Excellent.
I want to take this opportunity to thank both Carlos and Aaron for joining us on today's episode. If you're interested in finding out more on any of the products covered on today's show, make sure you head over to the website kicker.com. And if you happen to be a dealer in Canada, well, you got to make sure you connect with the folks at Gemsen, as they have and always will be, in my opinion, the distributor for all things kicker in Canada. All right, here's my takeaway. We only covered 3 products on today's show, and we all know there are many more to choose from when it comes to Powersports audio. The soundbars are a very solid option. These guys have over-engineered and overbuilt their soundbars, just like everything that Kicker does. I do love the fact that it comes with the factory EQs that are legendary when it comes to that Kicker sound. When it comes to the cans, though, I gotta say, guys, pay attention. Think about what was covered today when it comes to having that option to custom tailor that sound system with different drivers and inventory when it comes to putting together the perfect setup for your next power sports customer. Last but not least, what can I say about those BT cans? They're self-powered, they're Bluetooth ready as far as source is concerned. They've thought about the input, they thought about the output, and they light up. Great thing to have in stock, ready to go for any power sports situation. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.